In this video, I'm going to share with you 7 things that I would do differently which would help me build my property business a lot quicker. And these aren't the kind of standard things you hear anywhere. These are based on my experience, which I think would be a game changer for you. The first thing that I would do without doubt is spend more money on educating myself so I could learn about property. I think that's one of the mistakes I made, especially earlier on in my journey, where I tried to learn things myself, where we think Google has the answers to everything. Then with the advent of social media, and when I started my business, social media was really non-existent to some extent, and even YouTube and Facebook and all of these came in 5 or 6 years later, and even then it took them time to build up. So I think people tend to try and find answers in YouTube and Facebook, Google, and of course there's some good content out there, just like this video that you're watching now, and videos that other people also create, which is fantastic. But education is wider than that. So reading books, going on courses, webinars, having a mentor, having coaches, all of those things that I have done and I did after I'd been in business for a number of years helped me a lot. And pretty much every form of coaching, mentoring, every course I've been on has added to my development, and the return has been phenomenal. So that's the first thing I would do if I would kind of start again, is spend more time and more money on educating myself and make sure that I did that regularly. So I have a regular budget that you spend every single year on educating yourself, because it's going to give you the best return. The second thing that I would do is I would do more deals quicker. So I don't know about you, but when I started, I did one deal, then I kind of sat on it for a couple of years, looking around for the next deal, do that, then sit around, look for the next deal. So the first 4 or 5 deals were really slow, and I expanded them over way too many years. When I look back now, I'm thinking, well, I knew what to do to some extent. I was doing it. So why do one deal every year or every 2 years or longer? Why not do more quicker? Because if you're doing stuff and you're serious about it, then go all in. And I think all too often, and I'm guilty as charged, is we sometimes become too hesitant and dip our toe in, try stuff out, which is fine, by the way. That's how people work, and everybody wants to try stuff. But once you've tried it and then you see that you like it, it works, and it makes sense to you, then still some of us tend to be pretty slow. And I was in that particular crowd where I was still progressing slowly, and looking back now, I should have done more deals a lot quicker. The third thing by far, and as I look back now, obviously things make more sense and it's easy to connect the dots when you look back, is I should have spent more time on networking and building my network, because that's enabled me to really expand my thinking and expand my ability. Because you go into a room of, say, let's say 25 or 30 people, and you talk to people there, ordinary folk just like you, just like me, who are doing some extraordinary stuff, and you soon realize, well, hold on a minute, if they can do it, so can I. And the fantastic thing about networking is people are happy to share their own experiences, their challenges, their hurdles, their blockages, how they overcame them, how they're doing things. All of that invaluable information, which is called experience, of course. To gain all of that yourself, it can take you a long time. So something which you might learn, let's say, over a 10-year period, by networking and talking to people, you can reduce that learning curve. Let's be a little bit pessimistic or not very ambitious, and say you could do that in 5 years by being around people. In reality, you can do it a lot quicker. So something which you would learn over 10 years, if you're networking, talking to the right people, you can learn that in 2 to 2.5 years, because people will quite honestly and happily share their experiences with you once you get to know, like and trust them, and vice versa. No one tells you everything on day one when you meet them on the first break of a seminar. No, but as you build that relationship, you start learning stuff. So in terms of finding deals, funding deals, making them work, developing them, looking at construction, looking at other challenges, looking at contamination, pretty much anything and everything, planning costs, architects, all of that stuff, lawyers, tax advice. If you have a network, then you get to know the best people in the industry who can help and support you, and that in itself is a game changer, because once you've got that kind of your A team there to support you with things, you're going to have the confidence to move forward quicker. The fourth one for me would be, I would do joint ventures a lot quicker. So this is basically leveraging and using other people's money to do more deals, because at the start what I was doing was earning money, saving up, buying a house, earning money, saving up, buying a house. That's very slow, long and convoluted. That's why it was taking me on average around a couple of years to buy the next property. The minute I established and I bought into the idea that you can do a joint venture with somebody else, and let's say for the sake of this particular video, you go 50-50, so you use their money, your expertise, your time, your knowledge, and you're sharing the deal half and half. Well, it just opens up a whole new opportunity for you, where you could have 5 people who've got, let's say, 50 grand each, keep the numbers low, let's even say £25,000 each. So you've got 5 people who've got £25,000 each. You can do one small flip, for example, using each person's £25,000 or £50,000. And when I started doing that, more on a commercial conversion basis, so just for the record, I didn't do any flips with other people's money, but I've done commercial conversions and new builds. That was a big game changer. So I would look to do that pretty quickly. Once I've done 1 or 2 deals, established how things work, I'm confident, I've got the training, I've got the knowledge, I've got the expertise, I've got the team in place, which I think I've already covered on this video. I would then look to work with the other people and leverage their funds and move quicker. Linked with that, for me, the big kind of jump, the hurdle, the fear factor, living in my own comfort zone, was it took me a long time to do bigger deals, and there's no reason whatsoever to wait so long to do big deals. Once you've done 1, 2 or 3 deals, I think we should all have the confidence, and everybody's different, by the way, and it's not for me to tell you how confident you should or shouldn't be, but I think you should be confident in your abilities, at least, to jump from, if you've, let's say, done a small commercial conversion of converting a commercial property into 4 flats, from 4 jumping to 10, 15, 20, I don't think is a big jump when I look back now. But at that time I was doing smaller deals and sticking to small, because in my mind doing a big deal was a big deal for me, and I just thought I couldn't do it. So whether that was lack of confidence, being in my comfort zone, not pushing myself hard enough, those types of things, and creating questions and blockages which didn't really happen, which I'll cover shortly for you as well. I would now go and push onto bigger deals quicker. So over time now, I've made some big leaps and bounds in terms of the size of deals that I've done. I've basically quadrupled, not even quadrupled, on a couple of occasions I've pretty gone 10x in terms of the size of deal that I'm doing. So right now we're about to start a new development for 40 houses. I've never done 14 houses, a new build site of 40 houses. I haven't done a new build site of 20 houses. The biggest one I've done so far, new build, is 5 properties, 2 2-bedroom masonettes, 3 2-bedroom houses on the same plot of land. That's the biggest one I've done so far. So from 5, I'm now jumping to 40. Yes, that brings its own challenges, but I've got the confidence that I can do it. So I will do bigger deals quicker, so I could grow quicker, learn more. Of course you'll make mistakes, but that's part of learning. So why not go all in and go big. Something which I've done now, which I again should have done quicker, is I've now created my own contracting company. So I've got my own head of construction, my own project manager, my own quantity surveyor, and my own site manager, and my own deputy site manager, and these people help and enable us to do our own projects. So I am now a developer and a contractor, and looking back, I should have come to that arrangement and created that marriage of convenience a lot quicker, because then I would have got onto bigger deals quicker, and I would have done them quicker as well. So that's something which I've learned would have been fantastic for me. And the last one for now, although of course I can go on and we could have a really long video here of all the different things I could have done, but the last one, which I think is one of the most important, is for me, I should have got out of my own way quicker. So as I said earlier, creating those questions of what's going to go wrong, and creating scenarios in my head that A, never happened, B, creating blockages which never happened, C, questioning myself way too many times, which was not necessary, and creating blockages. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if I can't do this? What if I can't do that? What if this goes wrong? What if that goes wrong? All of that was made up stuff in my head. I'm getting in my own way of stopping myself making progress. I'd park that up and say, you know what, let's just go for this and do the best that I can, and as problems, challenges, hurdles, issues turn up, we'll deal with them. What's the worst that's going to happen? It'll just be painful, and you're going to learn, because expansion and growth comes through pain, and gain comes through pain, whatever you do in life. So I would advise you, suggest to you in the most humble manner, that get out of your own way, stop thinking about stuff. I mean, thinking is good, take time to think, but then very quickly move on to action. Action is where you get results. Action is where you get payday. Action is where stuff happens. We can sit there and have meetings with ourselves or other people all day, every day, and I'm sure you've come across these people who've got some fantastic ideas, but you meet them 3 years on from the first time they shared the idea with you, they're still talking about the same idea. And there's other people out there who take that idea, put it into practice, make it happen, and those people are still sat there. Now they're sulking over why other people who they shared the idea with are now implementing it and doing really well in life, just because they shared the idea with them and they've not been able to do anything. So get out of your own way, get stuff done. So those are the 7 things that I would do if I were to start all over again, and what I've achieved in the last 19 years. If I did these things, I think I could achieve them now within 3 to 4 years. That's how quickly stuff would happen, but I guess that comes down to experience. And if you've got any questions, post them in the comments below. If you've got other suggestions of things you would do differently if you were to start all over again, post them in the comments below as well, because I'd love to hear from you.